And then, hi, everybody. It's Jen, and it's Tuesday. There's so much going on in the world right now, but all I want to talk about is yoga. One of our teachers, who's very busy, found some time to sit down and talk to us about what's going on in her life. So later on in the segment, we'll be talking to Felicia. But first, some studio updates. The first thing I want to talk about is the schedule. The schedule has changed, and one of the highlights from the schedule is this 2 p.m. class that we have up in Falls Church on Mondays and Wednesdays. You can go to the studio and listen to an audio recording of one of our current teachers, practice in the middle of the day, then you get your yoga done and you're early for dinner. So exciting news, we have our referral program. We've been talking about this for a really long time, but students are coming back, and the students who've been practicing, you need to bring your friends. But the good news is you get benefits. There's rewards that come along with bringing your friends to yoga, not just sharing love, joy, and yoga, but also getting paid. So bring your friends. I'm so excited. Our teacher Felicia is here to sit down with us and talk about what it's like to turn her love of yoga into a career as a yoga professional. So let's talk to Felicia. Hi, Felicia.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. No, I'm awesome.
Yeah. Is that your word?
Yes, it's my word, because I'm awesome. You're never too awesome to practice. And awesome doesn't mean you don't feel bad, you don't have bad days, but you just know that you're awesome.
Right.
You're never too awesome.
I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. You're never too awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me here.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm so happy that you decided to come and tell me your yoga story.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. How many years ago did we meet?
It was 2016. It was right after I graduated from college. I went to University of Maryland College Park, and it was about, I think it was, I have the exact date. It was January 12th, 2016.
Wow.
When I came to take my first class here at Bikram Yoga Alliance. And since then, I've been back ever since. And it's, 2021 now?
2021.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you found us? Do you remember how you found the studio?
I just Google searched Bikram Yoga. Well, it began well. So it happened like this. So I looked up best type of yoga to lose weight and like feel good. And so I found an article, it gave me like 6 different types of yoga. So like Ashtanga, Vinyasa, Iyengar, all these types of yoga. And it said Bikram was hot. It's what I'm like, I love the heat. Let's see how this goes. So I Googled it, and it was about 15 minutes from my house. So BYU is like 15 minutes away from me. And I was like, this is perfect. Let's go. And that's why I went, and I've never left.
That's awesome. But you left for a little. The yoga affected you a lot.
Yeah.
And it kind of drew you in a direction of making this not just a hobby, but a life.
Yes.
Your life.
Yeah.
So the next step.
I just felt compelled to become a yoga instructor because I realized how much yoga is a catalyst for change and healing, rather. So yoga is so great for healing no matter where you are in your body, in your mind. Yoga is accessible to you. And so I realized that I was like, I want to be a part of that information network of like sharing yoga. So I was like, I had to become an instructor. So I became a vinyasa instructor, and then for 9 weeks, I was a Bikram yoga training, and that was a heck of an experience.
What was that like to go see Bikram?
I will definitely tell you more about that another time, but let's just say that 9 weeks of just straight yoga is definitely a transformative experience, and you begin to see yourself in a whole new light. You see yourself, the shadow parts, the bright parts. You just begin to understand yourself more holistically. Nice. But it was a great time. Yeah, it was interesting times.
Do you remember the nickname we had for it when we're at teacher training?
The yoga bubble.
The yoga bubble.
The yoga bubble, because it's like the whole outside world, it just doesn't even like exist. It's just yoga, 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 all the time. At the time, I got to a point where I was doing so much yoga, I couldn't sit down because I was using so much of my gluteus maximus, muscles. I couldn't sit down. I was going to breakfast or brunch, and I was starting to sit down, and I was like, oh. But luckily, I made it through, so I'm fine. But anyway,
you made it through.
I made it through.
Yours was the training that I visited after he finally decided to have a training where I could visit, because he was having trainings in Mexico and Thailand and I couldn't go.
Mm-hmm.
So your training was in Spain.
Spain, España.
Yeah.
It was so amazing. And I don't know, it was just my first time out the country. It was a beautiful experience. I wanted to go back. I'm excited to go back to teach and meet all my friends. I met so many different people from around the world in Spain, from like France, Morocco, New Zealand, China. It was so amazing. And I can't wait to meet all the people around the world again. So becoming a Bikram yoga teacher at at official Bikram training means you have a network of teachers, people, community all around the world that you can reach out to if you want to teach or travel. You have someone there to let you know like the rundown the area, or just like where you can teach, where you can take class. And it's always so helpful when you're traveling around the world.
Exactly. It's the largest international community in the world.
I love it.
It's amazing. I've lived all over, and I think that the first thing I think is, I wonder if they have a yoga studio there. I wonder if I know anybody from the Bikram world there.
Exactly.
Yeah, the first thing we think. But then next for you was not necessarily next,
but in
right?
addition,
it's not necessarily next. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but in
just
addition,
more.
Yeah, I've fallen in love with yoga and like what it does and how it helps people. And so I've been in a vinyasa training, a yin training, and Bikram training. And so now I'm currently enrolled in the University of Maryland of Integrative Health in a master's of yoga therapy program. So yoga therapy is what I'm looking into studying, falling in love with now. And it's such an integrative and extensive fields, and I can't wait to explore myself, and then I give more of that to people as well. I love yoga.
So it's named integrative. It says integrative.
So the school is so this University of Maryland of Integrative Health. It's it's part of the University of Maryland large system of schools all around the country, all around the county. PG County, not PG County, all counties around Maryland rather. So yeah, it's one of the more unknown about schools, I want to say, and I love it. It has like different types of certificates you can earn, like Ayurveda, nutrition, acupuncture. So all the different type of integrative ways you can holistically access your health. You can like learn through this school. Yeah.
Is that what that means? Integrative, in terms of what you're doing? It integrates.
Yeah, it integrates yoga or more holistic practices, or maybe you can even think of like Eastern practices with West practices.
Right.
It integrates the two of them together to help people see themselves in a newer or more empowered light.
Nice.
Yeah.
So health as opposed to sick.
Yes. Wellness.
Nice.
Or like being more well, or like more, what's the word we've been using? Equanimity towards life. Yeah.
Fancy.
Let me tell you, that's a word from Aristotle. Let me tell you. But so no, I love talking about, and so I'm learning so much about the way the body works on a physiological level. So like the way the systems work, about the activation of the system, how the body, the breath, and the mind all work together, how your muscles, your structure of your body work together to help you breathe and feel better. Oh,
nice.
It's so exciting. Oh my goodness.
It is.
It's so exciting. And so even when I'm teaching my Bikram classes, I'm like, use your this muscles more to help you activate this. I'm always saying stomach ins help you activate your pelvic floor. People are like, what's a pelvic floor? I'm like, come to class and I'll tell you more about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so interesting to like so with yoga, you're making this mind, body, breath connections so you can see yourself and the world around you so much clearer. And that's the reason why I started doing yoga for myself and sharing to other people, just so you can see yourself and the world around you in a whole clearer, better light.
Wow.
Yeah.
You sound lit up when you talk about yoga.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
It's so wonderful.
And I mean, one of the pieces of advice I give to my teachers is to study your dialogue, the dialogue that we're handed, know your dialogue, but then you have to be uniquely yourself when you're delivering this information. So it sounds exactly like what you're doing. You're studying what we already have been given by our teacher, but then feeling it for yourself more, so that when you talk to your students, they're like, what do you know?
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Because I'll go on a rant in between postures. I'll do it. And I'm just like, wait, let's get back. 90 minutes. I love, like, in my classes, we're always laughing and learning. If anything, we're laughing, learning, and breathing. Everything else, the healing is always there. But the laughing, learning, I add a little bit more of that, you know.
And another thing I've noticed about you is that you look good when you're doing yoga.
So what do you mean? I'm just kidding.
I'm
So
talking about what you're wearing.
So one of my favorite brands to wear in the hot room is Girlfriend Collective. They're a sustainable brand. They make all the things with recycled bottles. So they have bathing suits now. They have bathing suits, sweatsuits, leggings, shorts, bras, all the things you can have for practicing and just living your everyday sustainable life. As well as Shakti's pretty cool too. I'm not gonna lie. I like that Shakti. I like that bodysuit. It was surprising. Yeah. It's very cute. I prefer to teach in versus practicing in, because in Bikram, you want to have your legs out, but when I'm just being a teacher and being cute in the world, I love my Shakti. As well as my girlfriend, I recommend exploring different brands that feel good to you, but also I have a lot of recommendations. Outdoor voice, it all depends on how sweaty you want to get and how sweaty you get as a person. Because if you sweat a lot, there's certain brands that are better for you versus other ones that aren't as sweaty. Better are sweatproof or wick drying, as they say. So I love my girlfriend, my Shakti. What else?
Is there another one?
What else I like to wear? I like to wear woven. It's dubbed.
Oh, sure.
Woven. Yeah, that's pretty comfortable too. But it all depends on like what you're interested in. There's a lot of different, based on your budget and what you're able to get. You can even go to Amazon and get some cute stuff. Sure. Definitely, if you're doing, getting something quick. But once you're invested in it, you want to invest in how you look, how you feel in your practice. So you want to get that good stuff that lasts long, that's sustainable. I'm very into sustainable things. I just bought some glass cookware because I don't want to reheat things and in plastic anymore. So I'm like, let's get some glass. It's be more sustainable. I actually started composting, but anywho. So back to yoga wear. So it's important to be comfortable when you're practicing your yoga. It's important to be comfortable when you're in it. So it doesn't have to be flashy or fancy, but comfortable and what makes you feel good and confident. And that's what's important in your practice and in your life. So that's, always feel good the best you can. If you have a problem with that, we're here to help, support you when you're feeling good. That's what we are here for.
That's so true. I love the girlfriend wear because it fits all the bodies.
Yeah. They go up to I think they go up to size 6X, I want to say. So extra small to 6X. So that's everybody. They even have some genderless. So everybody wears. So it doesn't matter if you're a male, female, or however you identify. So there's a brand of the clothing line they have. After yoga wear, girlfriend is my go-to, and I have a link.
Oh yeah.
So I use Frey facial skincare. It's argan,
look at your skin.
Argan oil base.
Bring your skin in. Let me see it. Oh yeah. Yeah, girl.
Hello, everybody.
That looks good. You look beautiful.
So I use Frey skincare. It's exfoliating and moisturizing. And every time you buy a set, they plant a tree in Morocco, an argan tree in Morocco. So it helps the economy there, as well as help your skin be glowing and wonderful.
Thank you, Felicia, for bringing our awareness to these fantastic clothing lines and skincare lines. A clothing line that's good for being in the hot room, and clothing lines that are good for being a yogi outside of the hot room and on the go.
Absolutely.
And then skincare for people who sweat. Because we're going to sweat. You're going to sweat, and then you need to clean up afterwards, and we want to look good.
Exactly.
So thank you. And you look great, and I'm glad that you love them and they work for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Well, I adore you, Felicia. Thank you so much for being here with me. I know. I love you so much.